Hey guys, Veebat here with another V Plays, and as you see, we're coming off of a defeat, and I start doing some refitting of my airframe here. Decide to put on the consumables that we've talked about before, the enhanced, the increased cooling rate, and then the pneumatic control assist. And then I start contemplating whether or not I want to continue to use the bolt carriers. At first I thought the bolt carriers would be a good option because it would prevent the guns from overheating so quickly with these 245s, and what I end up opting for here is going with the long barrels, and I already have a set of advanced in the hangars, so all I need to do is a quick upgrade and I can get these up to ultimate. Of course, we are running a specialist version of this airframe, but you're seeing a lot more specialists at these lower tiers, tier 7 kind of being the cusp of when you see a little bit less of them. But I've been going up against this same B-32 all night, so it's nice to be able to turn the tables on them, and hopefully you guys get to see the effects of getting a little bit more accuracy despite losing some volume of fire. Without any further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so here we are taking the TU-1 out, and we can see that the battlefield layout is going to have an airfield in the center, 2 command centers, and 2 garrisons in either corner. The first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to head straight for our command center, and the good thing is we have a Allied 265 on our team and an A-26B. So with some aircraft that can do some ground damage, that's going to help us out, especially since we see that Knight 56 is on the other team and his specialist B-32. Left to his own devices, he is a fairly capable player and can easily do a one-pass capture, especially on our zone with the way that these ground sites are lined up on kind of that cliff edge. We're trying to help our team out here, trying to reacquire what our lead should be on these guns. We get a few passing shots there, light them on fire, but then of course there you have this P40 decides that he's going to lock in on us. I'm using my Q button, I believe it is. That's what I've swapped out for my pitch up button, so I can maintain a steady climb while keeping myself in the gunner view so I can get as much damage as I can out. We managed to take out the pilot as well as the engines on that airframe, so we're going to go back into our third person pilot view here. And we're going to try and get those big cannons on target. Managed to get them with the second set. And we picked up the zone, but there is an enemy Mosquito that is coming into the zone. I know I'm not going to be able to get that shot off, so we're going to go ahead and do it up and over again using our Q key. We're settling in and lining up this shot, and we managed to get a connection. So already we're seeing a little bit better results with a long barrel than what I was seeing in last battle. Last battle I was lucky if I had one of those shells hit. Maybe it's me just not understanding the lead on this airframe after not playing it for a while, but I'd like to think that my move to the long barrels and increase in the overall accuracy is giving me a little bit more consistent results with these big 45s. Plus, the added range isn't hurting us because it allows us to be able to get the full effect of these guns once they make it connection. There's a damaged P-38F here. We take one shot, we take two, and on the second one we manage to get a good connection. This Focke-Wulf is coming towards us, but he's doing a bit of a death roll, so it was hard for us to get our guns synced up. I decide to vector in on this bomber flight. Getting a few shots off here and there, trying to find that good lead, and there's the damage we're looking for. He's on fire, so I leave him to his own devices because I know that there is going to be a Knight 56 over here. But pay attention to the mini-map. There is a multi-roll on my tail, and I'm getting a taste of my own medicine here as I get chunked away 3 times by a Yak-9U sporting the same type of gun, but he only has one of them, while I have a total of 2. Unfortunately, I'm so injured now that it was very easy for Knight to make short work of me with his heavy complement of 50 cal dual barrel turrets. So we did keep him out of the zone for a little bit, but even worse is that there's still 2 other enemy aircraft uncontested in there, and we have a bomber flight that is still at full strength because we never burned out that bomber. It's understandable why I deviated from going after the bomber flight, since I did see the B-32 and we were unfortunate when that Yak-9U got on us. I am still going to burn over here as fast as I can, and I figure if I can take out Knight, I might be able to get enough of the capture back that it'll be hard for the bombers to be able to get an instantaneous capture on this in a single pass, because maybe enough ground targets have been destroyed, right? There's those 45s finally made contact. You can see his health dropping drastically, but the 23s are also doing some good work here, and we managed to get a bit of revenge against the B-32 despite him putting quite a bit of damage into us. Again, we lost the zone, which we kind of suspected. Another great single shot run on that P-51. And unfortunately, we're a little bit late, but we get some shots to connect against that key 93. And of course, the zone still locks. That isn't helping us either. I really would have liked to have saved our A-26B players. That way it could help me in recapturing this zone. But fortunately, we were able to get the center as well, which I'm not sure how that happened, if our ground attacker was doing that or not. We had one good connection there, but it wasn't enough to completely kill the aircraft, so most likely it was only a single shell, or one of the shells managed to just hit a wing surface, which doesn't do full damage. We're doubling back around. We're looking for an aircraft that's at bad airspeed, and it's going to be this P-40. There's that good connection with a single shot, but we definitely aren't going to be able to get the nose around on that other airframe, so we're going to pull away and we'll come back again, but it looks like he's been killed. So what's next for us? Let's go ahead and start heading to the enemy garrison. Since there's not much we can do here, we have both players are inbound to try and capture that zone, and we also have a bomber flight backing him up with 3 other bots, so there's no need for me to stay in this area. We are doing our best to avoid the incoming AA fire as we exit the zone, and as we come into this next site, I want to make sure that I'm maintaining a high altitude. I do see the multi-rolls leaving, most likely going to have that Focke-Wulf and the Yak-9U over there, so I'm okay with them departing since I'm already going to have to contend with 3 air defense aircraft here. We see the P-38 that just spawned in, taking advantage of the range of these guns despite that little bit of a lag hitch. We were able to get 2 sets of 45s on target. Bypassing the P-38, going after this air defense aircraft, we managed to get another single volley shot off to be able to take him out outright. And now we're going to start climbing because we know the P-40 is going to have issues up above around 6,000 feet. And we put a little bit of damage on him just to be able to add some insult to injury. Looks like the P-38 is going for a head-on here. Hopefully we can get these big cannons to make contact. I believe they do, but again, they hit in a spot that doesn't do full damage. Fortunately for us, the P-38 is vectoring around. I use the pneumatic control assist to be able to get these guns around a little bit faster. It does net us 1 more hit with those 45s, but again, it wasn't enough to be able to take out the aircraft. We did knock out his engine, however, which makes him a little bit easier for us to be able to get some good lead on him. And we've knocked out the aircraft and secured the zone, which is good because we've essentially traded with their garrison as well. I do see that there is a set of aircraft towards the back of the airfield closer to our spawn, so I'm going to start heading that way, and I'm hoping to maybe intercept the B-32. It is squall line right now. We see one of the heavies in that area. What else do we have? We have another heavy vectoring into the zone as well. I'm more worried about the one that's actually heading towards our command center, but now it looks like he's putting some more attention towards the airfield. So let's go ahead and see if we can line these shots up, and with the long barrels we can get some shots out to some really impressive ranges. We made 1 good connect and 2 good connect right as he was about to pass by our field of view. The Key 93 is not supposed to be up at these types of altitudes. I mean, he can get up here, but it's definitely going to hurt his overall airspeed. We get a good connect there, but now I start underestimating his rate of descent, which is actually going to be pretty high. So I decide to just use the 23s and then wait for an opportunity with the 45s. I'm kind of alternating using my secondary fire and then letting a 45 pop out every so often, so that way I keep them from being super overheated, and I can predict when they're going to release another set of rounds. I see the 2 bombers over the command center, and I just hope I'm not too late. So we're going to start burning over there as fast as we can. We're about to get our cooler back anyways, so I decide that it's okay to burn some of that boost energy. I do call for some allies to go after the B-32 as well, because once he's gone, that'll kind of even the playing field. You can see he's nearly captured the entire zone right now. We get a good connect here with the 45s. It knocks out quite a bit of his health, and we killed him in the zone. Netted us grade 2 fighter. There's a P-47 Bravo working his way into the zone as well. He looks like he's in a bad energy state here. We get 1 good connect and 2 good connect. Knocked him out, got flying paladin badge. We see a light fighter specialist coming into the area. It's a P-51 Delta. That's going to be a player controlled, obviously, and we're going to try to come around and help out our buddies. A little bit harder to go after such a fast, small, and nimble aircraft. We do manage to get a few 23s on target, and we're going to let our tail gunners sing. I don't want to get engaged in a straight turning fight with this aircraft because I will lose every time, especially since I can't outclimb him. We're going to come back around, see if we might be able to get another opportunity. That would have been a perfect spot, but I decided to hold my shot for just a little bit too long, and now he's being very maneuverable and managed to get him as he does his up and over and straightens back out again. That got us the Kazuda. Now we're going to start heading towards the middle as I assess the situation. I see there's only 1 aircraft left on the enemy team, and it's that Yak 9U, and I got blood in my eyes, and we're going to go get him. So we're hammering down the boost. We got our nose down a little bit. I can go ahead and hit my boost cooler. If I can just get within about 4,500 feet, we should be able to knock him out, but it looks like he's moving away from us right now. And we're just about there, and the game ends, unfortunately. But we did redeem ourselves by being able to get a win against that B-32 specialist, and kind of proving to ourselves that the long-range barrels are a good move. So let's go ahead and go back to the hangar and talk about this airframe just a little bit more and the battle results. Alright, so that was a bit better of a result. I've been playing, I only played 1 other match this evening with this aircraft, but in the past I've been having some issues getting shots to land. And what I've noted is that with the TU-1, with long barrels, I've had much more consistent shots landing in this battle than I did when I was running the reinforced bolt carriers. So even though the bolt carrier will give me more shots before I overheat, this will allow me to get a really good initial shot out. So once I start to kind of sink in with that lead, you guys saw what I was able to do with this airframe. What's even better is I actually flew the last battle, which I had a really tough time with against Knight 56 and his B-32, and he absolutely trounced us, mostly because it was a mining facility. So once he was able to get the mining facility, there wasn't much I could do to try and turn it back. With the command centers, I have 3 aircraft to play with to try and get the cap a little bit further along for the bots and allies to finish off. And we had 2 ground attacking aircraft, a 262 and an A-26B bomber. That allowed us to kind of even the playing field a little bit, and once we were able to sync those shots up and get the lead proper, we were able to do quite a bit of one-shot kills, which ended up resulting in 16 aircraft destroyed, and quite a few of those were actually air defense. For a total of 7 of those, we managed to take out the bomber, in this case the B-32, twice, even though he killed us once, and we were able to take out heavy fighters as well as 2 light fighters. So those are going to be big deals for us. And then of course the critical damage that comes out of a set of cannons like this is going to be absolutely insurmountable. For those of you who weren't fortunate enough to unlock this airframe when the special event was going on, it does carry 2 45mm cannons and then a set of 23s to kind of augment the damage. And you can see right here in the wing roots, those are the 23mm cannons, and then these huge honking guns that actually you can see through the glass in the belly of the cockpit here, the forward edge of the airframe. These are going to be your big 45s. This is essentially a TU-2 bomber just reconfigured to be a heavy fighter, and from what I understood, I think this was supposed to be a night fighter, which is why it was arrayed with so many different radio pieces of equipment to allow it to be able to kind of vector in on enemy aircraft. Now, this is specialized, so it's a little bit unfair for people that I'm going up against that aren't specialized, but at tier 1 through 6 and kind of into 7, you're seeing a lot more people flying around in specialized airframes. 1, it's cheaper. 2, it's easier to achieve. So it's a little bit understandable. I flew the TU-1 a lot just because it was such a unique and new airframe, and it definitely is a cool addition, especially since it's the only Russian heavy fighter in the entire game. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick little battle with the TU-1 and fitting it back out with long-range barrels. And as always, guys, hope to catch you on the next one.